So up next in the Hasbro Marvel Legends 60th anniversary of Avengers, this is under the title Beyond Earth's Mightiest, we have Hawkeye with SkyCycle. Is this the return of the Rider series, the legendary Rider series that went away? Probably not, but it does remind me of that. This definitely would have been one of those if that line was still, out and about, but it's not. And here we have a vehicle with a 6-inch figure, so that's cool to see again. Let's check it out. This is a new upgrade for our Hawkeye, pinless and all, with some soft goods possibly here and there. So it's very exciting to get a more classic Hawkeye once again, since it's been a minute since we've gotten one. Here he is in the front windowless package. Here's the backside again, showing what he comes with. And let's go ahead and crack it open. Alright, so the breakdown is 25 per piece. Here is how I'm seeing it, since the total price of this set is $50. So about 25 for the figure and 25 for the SkyCycle itself right there. So as far as I am concerned, this body mold seems to be completely brand new. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure the legs might be from something else, but this torso seems to be 100% brand new, since it's got some moldings there that are meant just for Hawkeye himself. Of course, the arms, you can see beautiful pinless arms and legs right there, as well as the soft goods fabric tunic on the front and back. That is awesome, because now we don't need to worry about any hindering of the legs. I mean, look, that is pretty cool if you ask me. Hopefully they consider more fabric soft goods, especially around the waist area on characters that wear tunics or skirts or whatnot. That way you don't really hinder their articulation that much. Maybe even lab coats, that would have been cool for the Bruce Banner figure. As you see, I put the SkyCycle together already. It comes in 3 pieces. One piece is the bottom floor, one piece is the actual seat, and then the other piece would be the windshield right here. Once you put it all together, it looks like this. Of course, the stand is a separate piece too. I would have preferred the smoke effect stand, but this is what we got. We got this one right here, because this look right here just looks a little odd on the display. Of course, it takes away from the illusion, right? But there's a look at the back side there. We got some yellow paint in there. The gauges or the handlebars are painted as well. Overall, it's in this marbleized sort of gray plastic, which doesn't have too many swirly effects, but you do see some swirly effects here and there. Now, Hawkeye comes with his quiver of arrows, of course, right there. We got some red painted feathers, as well as one single arrow. And then we have his bow, of course, which I feel could have been better. I don't really like the way this looks, but this is the one we got. Hopefully one day we'll get actual string so we can articulate that, or I should say pose him better with it, because this is very hard to pose him. Then he comes with a right fist and a left gripping hand. On the figure we got a right gripping hand and a left fist, so you can have dual of both. Alright, so a closer shot at Hawkeye here. We can see the new face sculpt, which I dig a lot. I really like it. It's got that classic mask, classic look. My eye keeps getting drawn to my little nick of paint that's missing there on the side cheek there. So that is annoying on my figure. You can see how that cheek is done clean, but then that one right there has a little bit of a dot on the side. But from the front, it doesn't look terrible, I guess. But that is, of course, unfortunate. As for the torso, you can see the very nice sculpt there, the scales on top. Look at the buckle painted. He's ripped. Look at those abs there. They molded in the straps here, which is cool because that does not hinder his crunch going forward and back. So very awesome that they did that. His armbands are loose though. They're not molded in, so they can fall down. But if you get it on the thickest part of the bicep and tricep, it's not gonna go anywhere. They're not like the infamous Cyclops leg straps that kept falling down over over nothing. So, but going down to the groin, you can see there the tunic there, the front piece, soft fabric. The design or the print, I guess, could be a little better, but I'm just happy that we get the soft goods tunic. We don't really see this with Marvel Legends, and it's a lot better having the range of motion so he can do all his Hawkeye poses. That way he can get down on his knees or crouch over or whatever to shoot his arrows at people. So it doesn't hinder any of it. So that's awesome to see that. You can see there. And then going down to the boots, pretty standard there overall. So I'm digging the whole new Hawkeye. I'm curious to know what other people think of it. I think it's pretty darn awesome. Looks great. So his head will sit on a ball jointed hinge. It goes all the way up. It goes all the way down. Goes left and right. Head tilting is really not possible. It's never really possible with the ball jointed hinge system. So that's kind of to be expected. Arms will go all the way up, all the way down. He does have some nicely hidden butterfly joints in there. So you can move his arms forward and back, stretch it out like that. There is a bicep swivel, there's a double jointed elbow, as well as a wrist swivel and hinge, ab crunch at the torso, waist swivel, legs will kick forward, they go back down, they go in and out about this far. We have thigh swivels. The double jointed knees are super, pretty tight or pretty hard to bend, to the point where if you bend it, it seems like his boot's gonna completely pop off. So I would try to bend it from the lower part of the shin there. There you go. And then you can bend it all the way back. And then as for the boot, there is a boot cut. There's an ankle hinge and an ankle rocker at the foot. So here he is, very poorly posed with the bow and arrow, or I guess just bow. And this is where again a string bow would come into a great play, obviously, because with the soft plastic string, it's never naturally looking, when you pose them or try to pose them with it. So you either got to do it like this, where it looks awkward, or you don't even have him pull the string at all, which makes no sense, right? And then you put the arrow in his hand if you want. Although this hand here doesn't really work for the arrow all too much. It's just like a grabby hand. It doesn't look like he's got the index and middle finger spread apart for the arrow to fit in. So overall, posing him with the arrow or the bow and arrow really isn't great. I'm not a fan of it. I'm probably not going to do that. You could do this thing here, where you're kind of drawing one from his quiver, and then he can hold the bow out. Do something like that. But even then, here, I wish we had a side hinge for the wrist. That way we can articulate it up and down, because the way it's set right now, gets a little weird sometimes. You really can't adjust the angle of the bow sometimes. But if we had that side hinge, it would really assist with that. So here's a quick attempt at trying to get these two at the same pose. Somewhat dynamic, trying to bend their legs, obviously, so we can see the difference here with the soft goods, as well as both of them side by side. This one right here is the retro carded release of Hawkeye, which is still one of my favorite looking Hawkeyes. The face is a little outdated, the new one's definitely way better, but overall this doesn't look too bad, even though this is the older body with the pinned elbows and the pinned knees. I believe this was the Bucky Cat mold right here with an overlay over the top there. So it's definitely a little outdated in terms of the body, but I don't know. I still kind of like the way this one looks. I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. Not sure. But I definitely will like to have both, because this one has more of the classic colors. You see how more sky blue the blue is, and vibrant the purple is, compared to the darker, more modern type of look here of this one. So yeah, I mean, choose your cup of tea here. Which one do you prefer? Definitely the new one is more posable, more flexible, more you can move him around a lot more, get him more dynamic poses than the older one. But this one's not doing too bad, considering it's got the harder plastic tunic here. It didn't really get in the way regarding this pose, so not too bad, honestly. So it's not like a big cape on the back that really hinders everything like Thor. But overall, they're both pretty good for what they are. As you see, they both suffer with the bow that has the plastic string, so I can't really display them drawing it. It sucks. I mean, we need to get a Hawkeye with a bow that he can actually draw and shoot. It's Hawkeye. It's his thing. So maybe one day we'll get something like that. It's all it takes is the right bow to be used. If anyone has any ideas of a 112 version of a bow that I can use with this Marvel Legends version, let me know, and I could definitely try to utilize it. Alright, and here is a look at him on the SkyCycle itself, and this is exactly why we even have the soft goods tunic in the first place, is so he could fit, sitting on this seat here without anything hindering it. So that's definitely a major reason why it was added on this. And you can see here, he could sit here just fine, and he looks pretty good on it. Now, whether or not I'm going to display him with the SkyCycle or not, I'm not sure yet. But he definitely does look pretty cool with it. And overall, I think it's a pretty cool little package, if you ask me. So definitely not something we've gotten before. It's the first time we get Hawkeye in a SkyCycle in 6-inch scale from what I am aware of. And I think it looks pretty cool. It makes for some cool display, something a little different, right? And overall, I'm digging it quite a bit. So curious to know how people feel about this and if you're going to go out and pick this thing up or not. Alright, so first up here, I want to compare him next to the astonishing Ant-Man figure release from the Target exclusive Marvel Legends. And you can see here they're both classic looks, so they look very good together. And there is a look at him next to the Bruce Banner figure. Here's a different line. We have the Mafex or Mafex Iron Man there. Mafex has yet to make a Hawkeye. Maybe they're going to eye that next, seeing that they just released a classic Thor. And they might be teasing a Captain America in the future. So it looks like they're doing all the classic Avengers. Here he is next to the most recent Marvel Legends Star-Lord. And next to Yondu, which shares the exact same bow as Hawkeye here. And then a quick look next to the 20th anniversary Captain America figure. So that about wraps things up on this review of the Hasbro Marvel Legends 60th anniversary of Avengers Hawkeye and SkyCycle pack. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about this new and improved Hawkeye figure with SkyCycle? Overall, it's a great improvement over what we've gotten before, which was already pretty good if you ask me. But pinless elbows, pinless knees, soft goods tunic, molded in straps so you can articulate the torso. Overall, butterfly joints, it's all improvements over the last release. And I gotta say that, of course, this is gonna be the best Hawkeye for Marvel Legends on the market right now. So while you're down there, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, everyone, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.